to do a long introduction because this woman really needs no introduction. She is gorgeous. She is a thinker and a doer. She is a great artist. She is a mother, an activist. She is Susan Sarandon. Please put your hands together.
I love the Padma's giving, you know, her expertise on the food. She can't stop criticizing the food. Okay, I have a very short thing that I wanted to say, but because you've been so attentive, and thank you all for coming, and I'm going to actually read a testimonial, and then I'll do my thing, because we haven't had one yet. So, I've missed out on many things because I've been attached to my heating pad and glued to my bed. I refused to take this disease lying down. I suffered with pain and infertility for several years, saw many doctors, and was not diagnosed until age 40. I was never educated about endometriosis, and as a result have ended up with another terrible disease because of it. I want to suggest that your foundation educates women about not taking no for an answer from your doctor. I get so angry sometimes thinking about how, if I had been listened to by my doctor a few years earlier, I most likely would not have another disease and could have possibly kept my ovaries. Since my operation, I have discovered many other women dealing with this condition, and I truly believe it should be discussed with young women when they are taught about female reproduction. While my family has been by my side all this time, some of them didn't realize what I had been battling for many years until they saw your interview on the Today Show. I didn't know myself. When all you know is pain, you don't know that that is not normal. I even had female doctors who I thought would understand tell me that I was imagining my problem. Oh, I even had female doctors tell me I was imagining my problem. Erase that. Ending up in major surgery, I'm now extremely careful about finding the right doctor to treat me. While things have turned out for the better for me, early detection is key, in my opinion, to avoid major procedures like colon resection. This is a long thank you for speaking publicly about this problem. I have told friends and families and have been encouraging people to ask me questions. I dread to think another woman might have to go through what I experienced. If they get treated sooner, they might avoid so much pain and complication. And that's a very typical, but it's a positive story because it ended up well. So I'm going to review what we've learned tonight for all the women and men in the audience. First of all, it is not a woman's lot to suffer. Woo! Yeah! I know we've all been raised that way, but it is not. We're going to change that tonight. You're going to spread the word when you leave here. It is not a woman's lot to suffer, to miss a part of your life because of pain and excessive bleeding. It is not okay to be bedridden for 2 to 3 days a month. It is not okay to have pain during sex. It is not okay to have major bloating during this time or nausea, even if you are a woman and are conditioned to accept this as normal. It is not okay. Suffering should not define you as a woman. I know we do it well, I know we're very competent, but those movies were made a long time ago. We can establish a new scenario. Endometriosis affects the fabric of a woman's life and every member of her family and those at her workplace. It affects her emotional well-being, her power to earn a living, her ability to become a mother. And now for you guys in the audience, just because you're a man doesn't mean it doesn't affect you. Just because you're a man doesn't mean that you can't help. If your sister or your girlfriend or your wife, your daughter is suffering every month, missing work or social obligations, and it's too difficult to talk about it, go online and tell her where she can get information. Do whatever you can to help her remove the taboo and the loneliness of this disease. Be understanding, have empathy, and whatever you do, don't accuse her of being sensitive, delicate, overly dramatic. This is a big opportunity for you guys. You can say and show that you care. This is your opportunity to be a real man. And obviously the gals are just waiting for you to be a real man. I was diagnosed with endometriosis actually in England when I was doing the hunger. I'd always had really, woo, yeah. I'd had difficult periods. I'd been through, the fainting, all the business when I was in college. And finally, when I was in England, I started to just bleed for no reason. And I went in and I had a procedure and they looked. This was right before I had my scene with Catherine Deneuve, by the way. It wasn't good foreplay at all, but, and so what they said was, okay, you have endometriosis. I had no idea what that was. They didn't explain it to me, and they said, if you ever want a child, you'll probably have to have surgery. But what we'll do for you now, and you'll be perfectly fine, is we'll just put you on a whole bunch of birth control pills. You won't get your period, and we'll give you painkillers when you finally go off them. I don't know how I managed with that kind of half-assed diagnosis and to then didn't use birth control for many, many years, and then a miracle happened and I found myself pregnant with my daughter, and then somehow managed to again be surprised 2 more times and have 3 children. I'm definitely one of the lucky ones, and what we have to do is make sure that when, as this woman said in her testimonial, that we talk about it and that we remove the taboo woman to woman, mother to daughter, and that when someone is having symptoms, if you can, woman to woman, advise them that it could be something bigger than just your normal suffering that women are destined to have. Do I have any? Yeah, so that's about the only thing I have to say, is that my story ended happily, and I'm sure because you're here tonight, we can make sure that there are many more happy endings. What's fabulous about this group is that there's no mystery involved. It's really just a question of passing the word, getting the money, and making sure that not only the public is educated and young girls are educated, but that doctors are educated, because it's all the testimonials that I've been reading, there's an enormous amount of just either misdiagnosis or not going far enough or pawning you off to somebody else. And so we have to make sure that you listen to what your body's telling you. If you have that kind of pain, it's not normal. It doesn't have to be. Find somebody who'll listen to you and make sure that they listen to you all the way. And when you have that feeling that something's wrong, or it might be something bigger than what they're telling you or medicating you for, press, 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 because when caught early enough, it doesn't have to turn into something that's going to rob you of such a huge piece of your life. It really can make a big, big difference to your quality of life. So in all the other areas where we're so careful, let's pay as much attention to our pain and our private parts, as Pat would say. And, proceed with the potatoes with caution.